Hello you guys, this is the last video. Well, actually no, it's not the last video you'll see because they're coming up in a specific order, but it's the last video that we are filming together for the time being. Sad. Anyway, today, as you've seen by the title, we're going to be doing a boarding school versus day school little thing, because I went to an all-girls boarding school for 5 years and she goes to a co-ed day school, or just normal school, I guess.
But mixed school.
Yeah, co-ed means mixed, like.
Oh.
Well, anyway, I saw a girl on YouTube called Kate Elizabeth, and she made a video where she basically did like Q&A of what it's like to go to boarding school in the UK, and I stole most of those questions. So I guess give credit where credit's due. Shout out to that girl. Go and watch her video. I shall put the link in the description. Answers to the questions are going to be focused on like maybe we'll just say pre-COVID, because that would be a bit easier in terms of practicality, because there's some questions on here that probably will just have an answer of like nothing because I can't see my friends. What was a normal school week like?
Let me say, I went to St. Andrews.
C-O-E. Oh wait, are you sure you want to bake your school up?
Yeah, because
okay, go on. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I don't know if that's allowed.
Yeah,
it's
that
close.
school
Fair.
was bad, but I made good memories with my friends. We got all 90 sessies. We had to be in school for 8:45, and then we had tutor time at around like 9, and then we had 6 lessons from 9 till 3:30.
Oh, fair.
And then
So how long were your lessons? Like 45 minutes then?
Like an hour. No, 50 minutes. 50.
Okay, I guess. I mean, same difference, but fair enough. For me, my normal school week was, we had school from Monday till Saturday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We had Saturday morning school, which was like one thing that I'm kind of just there. Like, they played us. They really worked us. They worked us so hard. No, we had classes. I mean, obviously it was boarding, so we'd wake up. Breakfast would be at like 7:30ish.
Wow, that is.
It would finish, and we'd have to go over for like prayers, which was basically just like morning assembly. And then after assembly, which would be like 8ish, classes would start at 8:40 in the morning. On Saturdays, classes started at 8:30. And then we'd have classes until break time, then classes till lunchtime, then classes till after lunchtime, and our school day would finish at around 5 p.m.
God.
Oh no, sorry, it would finish at like 4:20, and then you'd have like a little like afternoon tea, and then it would be 5, and then from 5 till 6 was the first prep session, which was like when everyone had to do their homework. Actually no, 5 till 6 was after school clubs. 6 till 7 was the first prep session. 7 till like 7:30 was dinner time. 7:30 till 9:30 was the second prep session. And then depending on what year group you were in, you kind of went to bed like between 9:30 and 10.
I did not think that was what boarding school was like. I thought it was just like free range, not free range, but like
just kind of
to do
choose.
What you want.
No, they lied to you.
So what were your weekends like?
My weekends, as I already told you, we have Saturday school, and then after that, Saturday school finished at like 12.
Yeah.
Then from 12 until, depending on if you were home or away, from 12 until either like 1 p.m. or 6 p.m, you'd have a match, a sports fixture. And I played hockey, so most of the time I was away. But yeah, and then after the sports fixtures, we'd have social, which was basically like, because my school had a joint like brother school, and so the boys' school and the girls' school, we'd like have like a social event. It would be like a disco or like a house hangout kind of thing, or like a dinner, or just something really random that they would try and throw in their faces so we weren't bored. And then on Sundays we have like some kind of service, and then just chill.
Mine were trying to just catch up on homework, really.
Fair.
I didn't really do much.
You don't have any friends?
From year 7 to year 8, I had friends, but I wasn't like, okay, that's a lie, because if they see this. I had friends, but I wasn't like close with them how I am now.
Yeah.
But like from like year 9 to year 10, that's when I started going out with them a lot. What were the rules with phones and Wi-Fi?
Were you like allowed to take your phones to school?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and did you have Wi-Fi at school or no?
We did, but we couldn't use it.
Why not? Rocky?
We had it in school, but we couldn't use it because it was just for the teachers.
Oh, fair enough.
So yeah, we had to use our data, but if they caught you with your phone, it would get confiscated.
Fair.
Yeah.
They didn't really confiscate our phones if we had them. They kind of started to get more strict with them later on, like in later years. But the Wi-Fi, I remember for like my first 3 years at my school, it was like there was no Wi-Fi. It was Wi-Fi, but everything was blocked. You couldn't use WhatsApp, you couldn't use Snapchat, you couldn't use Instagram, you couldn't use like YouTube, like everything was blocked on the Wi-Fi for like my first probably 2 or 3 years at that school. And then all of a sudden, like the head teacher was just like, actually, guys, you can have your social medias.
So when it was blocked, what did they expect you to do with it?
Stare at your phone, stare at your faces.
Oh my days, no, they took the mic.
They did, they really did. What were your best and worst moments at school before the world went square?
Okay, best moment, as I said before, I went to a bad school, so there were so many good moments, but they shouldn't have been good, if that makes sense. It'd have to be when some boy, actually I don't want to say his name because it's a bit scary, but some boy, he let off fireworks like in the playground. He let off fireworks, and when I did it, the fireworks were bouncing off things, like they were bouncing off this.
What?
It was bad.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
He let off fireworks, and I swear, like, it nearly hit a teacher. It went like near a teacher's head. We were all running, and that was probably like one of the best moments.
Okay, well, anything I say is never gonna add up to that. Crikey.
The worst was probably when I got my first detention. When I say this guy, this idiot of a teacher, there was loads of us in a line, and everyone was laughing. But I feel like just because I'm black, he was just like, I want to give that black girl a detention, and that's what he done. And then my mum being on, she overreacted. Oh please. But yeah, that would be the worst moment.
Dang. Okay, best moment. Wow, I can't even really think of that. Like, no, do you know, I'm just thinking about what you just said, and now I'm kind of like, I don't know, like, we gotta sleep over at school. I can't quite think of one. Like, there's a lot of things that kind of happened, and they were really fun. But I guess, like, to sum it up, it would just be, like, whenever I was, like, hanging out with my friends, but, like, outside of school. The worst moment... when I got a Saturday night detention for something, which is like, Saturday night detentions were kind of one of the like worst detentions you could get. It's because I did something bad. I did a bad thing. I regret the thing that I did. What did I do? Yeah. I don't even know if I could tell you, man, because there were other people involved. There was a whole situation.
Oh,
like,
damn.
I'm a not spill no beans. But people got in trouble. And we had a Saturday night. We did some things. We got in trouble. We got caught. But it's all right. We learned from their mistakes. Do you ever wish that you were like able to be surrounded by your friends like 24/7, kind of like how I was at boarding school? And then also the question was kind of phrased to the girl in the other video as did she find it hard constantly being surrounded by people like 24/7 at boarding school?
I think...
Because think about the fact that it's also, if you don't like someone, you still have to like wake up in the same house as them sometimes.
You know what? I think I'm kind of glad I had that space. Like knowing that, okay, once this 6th lesson is finished, I'll be able to, like I won't have to see you again until maybe tomorrow. But yeah, I think I'm glad that I had that space as well. And sometimes people just have to talk. So imagine you have to go home with them. You have to go home with them, and then you have to hear them speaking.
It would be 9 p.m. at night, and I'd be there like, guys, what do you think about...
Honestly, I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, but you don't want to be rude, so you just listen. Yeah, but I think I'm glad I had that space. Because I feel like it brings you closer as well. Because when you're like so in each other, it can just...
It can get too much.
Yeah,
it's true. I get that, but I think even at the same time, it was like there were times when it was kind of hard being around people. I mean, no one in particular. So if you're watching this and you're feeling some type of way because I said that, no, it's no one in particular.
She's talking about you, Sophie.
No, because I actually know someone called Sophie. So there was a lot of Sophies in my ear. Anywho, it was sometimes hard being around specific people, but then it was never really that deep that I was like, oh my god, I can't believe that I have to wake up the next day and see this person. I was kind of just more of like, man, I gotta see them tomorrow. Like, that's a shame, but you move on. It's not really the end of the world.
What would your advice be to like anyone that's going to boarding school?
Take warm clothes. Especially if you're in the countryside, take wellies. I don't know, like just make the most of the opportunity. It's very fun going to boarding school. You get to really discover who you are as a person. No, not really, but it's just fun, isn't it? Like, have fun. Like, just don't think too hard about everything, and talk to everyone, and make friends with people in different houses. I mean, obviously, in this current corona situation, you can make friends with them online, even if they're in a different house. Just, you know, find them on Facebook. Like, oh, what house are you in? I'm in this house. Shame I can't see you.
Yeah, just be yourself, and don't, like, don't try to follow the most popular group, because by time year 11 comes, that big group will be very small, or if they're still together, it's going to be very fake. So yeah, I say be yourself. Even if, like, you don't leave with 10,000 friends, you'll leave with really good grades. So,
and really and truly, you guys, that is all that matters. This is why we're making this video. We're actually trying to encourage you to study hard
do that
for your exams. Go get that degree.
Go, girl.
Focus on me.
Unlock potential that you didn't know you had in you.
What's your favorite after school snack?
That was hard, you know, because I never had pocket money.
Really?
Never in my life.
I'm so sorry.
Like,
that is a shame.
Honestly, like, my mom would always be like, there's food at home.
There is
food at home.
So
you can't tell me you want £3.50 for chicken wings and chips when there's a whole
food at home.
Exactly. But I'd say probably the cheeky Oreo McFlurry.
Cheeky.
Cheeky.
I love to say it. In the town, I nearly gave it away. I mean, I really don't care. Like, if you're watching this, I'm sure you know what school I went to, and if not, it really doesn't matter. I don't even think it matters if I say it, but I'm just gonna be special and not say it. In the town, there was two chippies, like fish and chip shops. Yeah. What? Why are you laughing?
Why are you saying chippies?
Because that's what they're called. It's not chicken and chips. It was just a chippy. It was just fish and chips. Okay.
I've never heard that word in my life. Chippies.
Well, yes, there were chippies, right?
Oh my god.
There were two chippies. One that was kind of near where my boarding house was, and the other one was like more like in town by the Abbey. The one by the Abbey. See, this is why I didn't talk about my school. It sounds like Hogwarts, man. The one by the Abbey was the better chippy, and not even that I'd go there after school all the time, but when I was in sixth form, I took music technology as one of my A-levels, and it was taken down at the boys' school, of my school. And me and my friend, we'd go, like, for lunch break, we'd get to go to the chippy and, like, go to the one by the Abbey, and we just have these, delicious, salty, yummy, thick, and, like, them thick, like, yummy, juicy, like,
nice, thick
soft
ones
on the inside, but kind of crispy, those kind of chips.
Yeah, they were
just
the
thinking
best.
about them makes my heart water. My heart water?
Ah!
Yes, my heart water.
How did you get time for yourself at school?
I mostly, like, this is one thing. So between the years 9, 10 and 11, pretty much, you're in like, how the rooms are, it was like a long corridor, and then they had like little rooms, like cubies is what they call, like queues. And they were shut by curtains.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and the floor and the ceilings didn't actually go up, so if you spoke, you could hear everyone in like their own queues. You could be in your own room and talk to someone at the other end of the corridor, and like it was quite cool.
That's cool.
But privacy, and to that extent, like it was curtains. There was no doors, so you couldn't like shut it. It was like someone could just open your curtain and like you're there. You're there. And so privacy was always a bit of like a sticky one in those lower like years. Mostly, I think I'd just put my headphones on and be like, this is my zone, my headphone zone, and that was it.
During school, you could sometimes, depending on who the teacher was, you could go to like a computer room and then just do your work there. If you didn't want to spend time with people at lunch, you could go there. Or there was like this head of house, which was like in the middle of the school, and you could just go there. Some people even, I think, used to sleep in there. Yeah, it was, but I didn't. But yeah.
She was busy working.
Yeah.
Busy studying.
Busy sleeping in lessons.
Oh, okay. Sleep in class, you ain't gotta sleep later on, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
How did you, or do you, and your friends deal with arguments?
That's actually hard, you know. Okay, so my like 4 closest friends, all of us have never had an argument. Oh. Yeah.
That's
like,
good.
Yeah. But can I even say this? Yes, I can. I can say what I want. I can say what I want.
You better say what you want.
I'm gonna say what I want.
Speak your mind and you'll be heard.
Okay, I'll make it short. I like some boy. Let's just call him Apple. And I had a friend, call her Clementine. If they see this, they'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So I liked him, and Clementine was telling me that Apple really liked me and that we should just wait until like we're older, stuff. And Clementine and Apple would always go off in secret. Clementine would come back and tell me that we're talking about you, da, da, da. So in August, I found out from my 5 other friends that Clementine and Apple were doing stuff together.
Oh no, they didn't.
Oh no, they didn't, sis.
Oh my god.
I mean, oh no, they did. They did. So when I say doing stuff, I mean like, you know, sexual stuff. Me and my 5 friends, we called Clementine and some other irrelevant person, and we were just like discussing it, saying what happened. We were kind of going back and forth, arguing. And yeah, this happened like maybe not this August, last year August.
Okay.
So I haven't spoken to Clementine in like a year. And yeah, that was the argument really. But yeah, like we're not petty. So if there ever was a problem,
it would just be
like talk
it out.
Yeah.
Like mature adursh.
Yeah, that's the only really argument we've had. And they've never had like an argument with each other, like my 4 other close friends.
Fair.
Yeah.
I respect that, man. Must be nice.
I know, right?
I hate all my friends. No, I'm kidding. I mean, mostly, like, arguments when they'd happen, they'd either be, like, I feel like they were either 0 or 100.
Oh.
To an extent of, like, 0 being we deal with things how you would deal with things, and 100 being just, like, people were just at each other's necks for weeks. But the main time arguments would happen was end of term arguments. Oh, God. Purely because, like, kind of when it was coming to the last few weeks of the term, everyone was just a bit burned out and just a bit like, I want to go home. Yeah. Why am I still here? What is the point? I'm not learning anything. Let me leave. So just everyone's like, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but like you poke someone and they just scream. Yeah, you know? They're just really like high, whatever that thing is. Yeah. And so I feel like when arguments were happening at those stages, it was just a thing of like, everyone needs to go home. And then we'd come back like the following term and it would be like, oh my gosh, I missed you. And it was all fine. Is there a hierarchy at your school? And if there is, what is it like? I feel like this is like, hierarchy is such a boarding school thing. I like, even when I tried to explain it to my sister, she was like, what is that?
I was thinking, what do you mean hierarchy?
No, so hierarchy is like the lower years have to have like a lot of respect for the higher years. To really dramatic extents. Like, I mean, to be fair, so when I was in year 9, it was bad, but it wasn't as bad as it has been. Yeah. And then when I was by the time I got to year 13, it was like completely abolished. Like there was just no more hierarchy. The year 9s could come up to us whenever they please. But like, so when I was in year 9, it was like a thing of, you couldn't necessarily like speak to the older years unless they were like speaking to you. Some of them were chill, most of them were chill, but there was a few of them where it was like they were just too intimidating. Like you wouldn't even bother trying to speak to them first. Oh my god. And then there was also one of like, if you were in the TV room, you're like the living room, and you're sitting on the couches, and you're like in a lower year, so you're 9, 10 and 11. Yeah. As soon as like a year 12 walked in, or as soon as just anyone above you in the year group walked in, you had to like move to the floor so they could sit on the couch. Oh my That one was kind of more of like respect, but at the same time I was like, is it really that deep? I feel like I heard a story, I don't know if this is completely true, so I'm not gonna like stand by this statement. It probably is. There was a point in time where you'd be walking down the corridors of the school, and like if you were like, because the school started in year 7 and went to year 13, and if you were like a year 7, 8, 9 and like a year 13 was walking down the corridor, like the year 7s like would just move to the walls so the year 9 could come through. The only thing that I loved using though when I was in 6th form, and I'm sorry if you are someone in the lower year 9 did this to you, but it's like, so when you're with your friends there, you know, you walk in your group, you're linking arms and whatever. And so what would happen is if you were an older year, like especially if you were in your 6th form suit, and then there was like the younger years in their like their uniform, you'd be walking down the corridor and they'd all be like walking together and they'd just break apart so that you can walk in the middle. And I used to rinse that because by the time I was in 6th form, that was pretty much the only thing we had left. Yeah. So I'd just be like holding my, it was so funny, I'd be like holding my books, like walking down the corridor, and just waiting for them to like split, like the what scene was it that split in half? In the Bible, Moses. And it split the scene. Exactly. And I just walk straight down. And I know that I didn't need to, because there was definitely enough space for me to go to either the right or the left of these girls. But me being a power crazed teenager, I just went straight down the middle.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, so hierarchy was a thing.
When I was in year 7, I was like very small. So challenging someone that was in year 11, to me they looked like they could be my dad.
Yes.
They were so big, especially the boys, like they were tall, beards, and I was only 16. I'm thinking, what are you doing? Like, what are you eating?
Who told you? Why didn't that happen to me? How am I still 5'5"?
In my school, there was like, oh no, there was definitely a hierarchy.
Yeah.
So like, when at my first day, I was so scared to ask, oh, where's room U4?
Yeah.
Where's this? Where's that? Because they were gonna trod on me, like, yeah. But when I was in year 11, people didn't want to come to my school from like when I was in year 11. So it was just year 10 and year 11 in my school.
So
and there was literally no
where you gonna do that?
Yeah, the year 10 stuff. Oh my gosh. Somebody year 10s would push in front of me and no! And I would just, there's nothing I could do.
I could feel you're so hurt. You're like, there was nothing I could do, man. They just
like,
pushed.
And girl, I was just looking at them thinking, oh my gosh, how? Because if that was me in year 7, I would never even dare.
Not even try.
To look at somebody in year 10.
I get you.
Let alone push in front of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was definitely hierarchy. And then when I got to 11, it just switched.
Yeah.
The roles reversed. And I became
the baby.
Yeah, the baby.
That's what she was going to say. The baby. He's a great artist.
Amazing. What made you decide to go to boarding school?
That's a good question. To be honest, I kind of just wanted to leave the school that I was already at.
Oh, okay.
And then my parents were like, hey, Holly, shout out to Holly, goes to this school. And actually our cousin Jazz, in fact, Jazz, yeah, she went there. So they both went there, and Hosanna was there too.
And like, vibers.
They were all there. My parents were like, do you want to go? And I was like, yeah, anywhere but here. Because I just didn't really like my own school that much. Like, not, I mean, well, no. There was like situations. It was fine, but then it wasn't that fine for me. Sophie alone. Even at that school, I don't think, at the school I went to, I really started. At that school, there was the problem. I didn't know Sophie. Sunny had a friend called Sophie though. Sunny has a friend called Sophie. Anyway, yeah. I just wanted to leave that school, so then my parents were like, you want to go to boarding school? And I was like, yeah, okay. So we went. I went. They didn't come. I went alone. Would you ever go to boarding school? If you could like turn back time, would you go back? Would you go to boarding school?
I don't think I would, Actually.
Not even for like a year or two? Do your GCSEs, small GCSEs, small A-level.
You know what? Actually, no, I don't think I would.
Yeah?
I like being home, but then again, it's kind of contradicting myself because I'm going away for uni. But I don't think, because in year 7, you're like, how old are you? Like 11, 12?
Yeah.
So I think being that young, I'd want to know that I'm coming back to my parents.
Yeah.
And like,
I get that.
Be safe. Yeah, I was so scared when I was younger. I was scared of everything.
Man,
so.
I slept with the curtain open. I wasn't even young. I was 13.
Yeah, so I don't think I would.
Fair. I see you.
Would you ever go to day school?
Heck yeah. I won't get you wrong, I loved boarding. It was great. But I think like there's definitely things that I'm kind of just like, like that would have been like, what the heck, fireworks?
Pew, pew, pew,
fireworks, pew, pew, pew. Hold up, wait a minute. It's a firework. Like, what? No, stuff like that, like, that makes me feel like I think I would have wanted to go to a co-ed day school, so like a mixed day school like yours. But I'm happy I went to boarding school, I ain't got no regrets. No regrets, not even one letter. Would you rather send your kids to boarding school or day school? Now I'm gonna say 3, 2, 1, and then we say it at the same time. Okay. 3, 2, 1, day school. Yeah. I know that I'm gonna love my babies too much to be sending them off into the world without me. How can they do it without me? No.
Yeah, and like such a young age as well.
And I mean, not to say anything about my parents. Like, I'm so glad they sent me to boarding school, and like it was a group decision. Like I was not a misbehaved child. That is not why I went. But after going, I know that I don't want to send my kids to boarding school because I want to know everything that they're doing every second of the day. How can I do that if they're away in another country? Not another country. In another town, city.
Yeah. Definitely, I would never send my kids to things. I feel like even if they wanted to, I'd say no. You wait till uni and then you can go.
Do you know, I think if they wanted to, I would be like, fine. But I'm never going to be like, hey kids, want to go to boarding school? I will let them come to that conclusion on their own. I would never sow the seed.
I know what you mean. What was the scariest thing that happened to you during school?
Rocky. The scariest thing that ever happened to me at school. To be fair, actually, there was quite a few scary things that went down.
Is it?
Yeah, so I can tell you a story.
Tell me. Tell
Basically, at one point in time, in fact, once a term, we had this event called either like a rock sock or it was called concert in the courts. It just depended on the term.
Yeah.
In the summer terms, it was called concert in the courts, and basically it was this event where all the bands from different schools and like from our school that have been practicing together. So I was in a band, I was in my cousin Holy's band, and then it became my band.
Hey.
Suubi Snacks, shout out to y'all. Long live the band.
Long live the band.
We'd like practice and then we'd go and perform, and it would just be a great like event. It would be like a mini festival, like a mini music festival, and it was just really cool. There'd be probably about like 2,000 students there. It was crazy. Wow. Corona would have loved that. Nasty. So actually on the last, so they had to stop concert in the courts completely because of what happened at like my last concert in the courts. What tend to happen is like the older years in the school, so that's like the year 12 and 13s, they drink before coming to the event, which like, I mean, kind of fair enough. Like you're a kid, like you're gonna do what you're gonna do. You go and drink when you can. And also the school sometimes did let us have like drinking events, drinking socials. I mean, you only get 2 drinks, so it wasn't that crazy, but people would pre-drink. I'm outing us all. People would pre-drink. But anyway, on this last concert in the courts, what actually happened is it turned out someone spiked the water jugs. So there was like communal water jugs. Yeah. But they spiked it with, I mean, I don't even know what, and there were like a quadrillion rumors as to what it actually was, what was actually spiked. But it turned out that like a few girls had drunk from the water jug. In fact, quite a few people had drunk from this water jug, even from the boys' school, and they all end up hospitalized. It was crazy. And like, so they did this fire drill at maybe, so concert in the courts maybe finished around like 10, and then everyone would just go back to house and it would be bedtime, and they did this fire drill at I think like 3 or 4 in the morning because they were trying to see if all of the girls would like come downstairs, and then the ones that stayed like obviously in bed were probably spiked. So they'd have to like go and like help them and like take them to the hospital and like stuff like that. And some people were in hospital for like, well, again, this is probably a rumor, I don't remember that well, but I think some people in hospital for like a few days, and like it was just crazy. Oh my gosh. And that was pretty scary. And like literally after that, they just cancelled the whole shebang. And they were like, no, no more that. No man. You can't be doing that. And then obviously like now it could never happen because Corona. So
Corona and that.
But yeah, that was pretty scary.
That is mad. Somebody could have died, you know.
Exactly. And people were sick. People were really, really ill. So that was pretty scary.
Because when you said they spiked it, I thought, oh, maybe just replace it with
like
vodka. Flipping acid?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I don't even know what they put in it, but it was a scary time. Again, I don't know who the people are exactly. I also don't know all the details of the story.
But if you want to find out, come to my channel.
I hate you so much.
It's called AD
ADHD. There's so much wrong there. Because I was saying AD like admire and HD like high definition. But we really played ourselves there.
Yeah, we did. As you guys know, I went to a mixed school, and this was in year 7, and this was probably like the worst year because I feel like my year was bad. So there was, I'm gonna say his name actually. His name was Justin. His name is Justin. And he was a big fella, and he was very intimidating because, as I said before, I was very small. I was probably like 4 foot something. Okay.
Yeah, probably. I'll allow that.
We were all in the playground, and then there must have been like this fight, but not too much of a fight. I was just like near Justin and some other boy, and so the other boy got into like a fight basically, and then Justin came over to the other boy and me, and he was like, he pulled out like a knife. And he was like, don't worry.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna get him. And when I say the knife was so close to me, if this boy he was mental. Yeah. If he really wanted to, he could have stabbed me. And like,
whoa.
Yeah. And so at the time, my cousin, she went to the school as well. She was in year 11, and I was so scared. Like, I didn't want to be that girl to tell the teacher, and then I ended up getting stabbed. So yeah, I told her, and then she told the head of the year. And then nothing happened because, as you know, my school's bad. But he stayed in the school for another year and then got kicked out for, I think, selling drugs, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, he got kicked out for something like that. But
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That is actually crazy. Also, are you sure you want me to say this guy's name?
Yeah, Justin. I don't care.
Bieber.
Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber.
He went to her school.
Period.
Did you wear school uniform?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of uncivilized animals don't wear school? No, I'm kidding.
Exactly.
I'm kidding.
Because my school, as you guys know, my school was bad. So we had 3 different head teachers.
Wow.
In the space of 5 years. When I started, it was just a normal like black blazer with the logo, black trousers or like grey skirt. And then Miss Target came, Kerry. You all love Kerry. That was actually good. Then it changed to a blue blazer, a blue jumper, and a kilt. A blue kilt.
Kilt gang! Kilt gang!
What,
Kilt gang! Yeah, we were kilt. We had a green kilt. Kilt gang!
What?
Hey!
Our kilt was disgusting.
Fam, I love a kilt.
And so it changed from just normal, regular uniform to this ugly, I was going to say Scottish. I love the Scottish culture. I love you guys' kilts, but I don't like wearing them personally.
I love the kilts.
I love them. Don't come for me, dude. I didn't send for you. Well, I did, but okay, yeah, that was it really.
Fair. No, so like let's say like our uniform, as we clearly explained, we had a kilt as well. It was a green kilt, white shirt, green jumper, and then we had like blazers, but we'd only wear them when we were going to the Abbey.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Wait, what is the Abbey?
The Abbey is like, an Abbey is like a church. It's like yeah.
Okay,
so my school was religious. I really don't know which one, but it was a denomination of Christianity. The reason why I say I don't know which one, because I don't know and this is bad. This sounds really bad for me, but it's because I just haven't studied it, so I'm not well educated on it. So I don't know the differences between like Catholic, Church of England, Roman. Catholic, like all the but like all those kinds of all those denominations. I really don't know the difference. So I don't know which one my school was.
Yeah.
But we had an Abbey, so I think that means something. So please comment down below what denomination of Christianity you are if you go to church in an Abbey.
Yeah.
But anywho, when we go to the Abbey, we'd wear our blazers, and that was pretty much the only time we wear them. And then when we got into sixth form, it was basically a skirt, like a mini skirt.
Girl!
And then a little blazer, and you could wear whatever shirt you wanted underneath.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Freedom.
You guys had choice. You didn't have a choice.
We had a choice.
You didn't have a choice.
They don't want to give you a choice.
How often would you go home from boarding school?
Mostly it would be kind of every 3 weeks, pretty much. It would be kind of 3 weeks, and then you'd have an exit, which I told you earlier is a weekend at home. Then 3 weeks, and it would be half term. And then 3 weeks, and then it would be another exit, depending on how long the term was. And then 3 weeks, and it would be the end of term.
Oh, okay.
So it was like a boom, bam, bam.
Yeah.
But sometimes, obviously, as I said, there was open exit, so you could stay at school, and then you'd be at school for 6 weeks until half term. But like, don't get me wrong, you could if you booked it, booked it, but if you like organized it with the school and your parents, you could go home whenever on like whichever weekend.
Oh, okay.
Do you have school dinners? And if so, what is the worst school dinner you have ever had?
Fam, my school dinners, were prison food. Like, when I say it was prison food, it was... Okay, tell you that. When we got our new head teacher, shout out Mr. Jonathan, he was the best of the best. Jono. He made me get that 6 in RS. Ooh!
What does 6 mean? Because I don't understand that grading system. I'm too old.
It's a B. It's a B.
Come on.
Like,
come on. Oh, that means I got a 7? No, a 5? I got a C.
Oh, okay. No, that's still good. That's good.
I passed.
You passed.
That's all that matters.
I passed.
The religion was studied.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, like, from year 7 to year 10, the food was bad. Like, it was cardboard upon cardboard. For example, they would tell us we're gonna have pizza. Literally. They would tell us we're gonna have pizza, and then it was literally just the back of brown bread. So you know the last piece of bread, the last slice.
No!
And then some sour tomatoes.
That is disappointment.
Some sour tomato puree, and then like gone off cheese, and there you go, that's your pizza. But then Jonathan came. And then he switched it up. As soon as he came in there, that first day, I remember September the 7th. Walked in, there was flipping waffles. They were serving like waffles with sugar in the middle and what's that thing? Golden syrup. And then come break time, they were serving grapes. Guys, I know grapes are like ordinary, but
that's the Greek food. The Greek god food.
Girl,
they got you.
What? They were serving grapes. They were serving watermelon. They were serving macaroni and cheese. They were serving chicken, fam, everything. Like, it was actually nice. But then as we came to like exam season, that's when it started to go downhill, which didn't really make sense, because you would think that they would want to feed us more so that we could, you know, perform better in the exams. Come on, Jonathan. But yeah, that was it. For like 4 years it was prison food, and then for about 5 months it was good.
At least you had those good 5 months. Innit? At least you had those good 5 months.
What was yours that bad?
No, actually it was pretty good. Obviously because it was breakfast, lunch, dinner. Yeah. So breakfast would usually, it would range between like a fry up or like they really did us nice. But like, I say that lightly though. Actually, let me backtrack. Breakfast would be like sausages, sometimes bacon, like baked beans. There would pretty much always be hash browns. Yeah. So yeah, kind of like fry up, and then there was always a toast option, and sometimes, if you're lucky, croissants. Oh, I almost dropped my croissant. And then lunch, it kind of varied between the days, but on Fridays it was always fishy Friday. So
that was with us as well.
Fishy chips on Friday because we're English. Right? That's what we got. Really English. Yeah, English. Dinner was always rather questionable. Sometimes they'd just like hit it. Yeah. What's the term? Nail on the hammer on the head. The nail on the head with the hammer and the nails. And then other times the nail would be here and the hammer would be in Timbuktu, like so far away. I always hated when they do risotto because I hate risotto. Like no, risotto no. It didn't work. It really didn't work. It was always just too soggy. And to be fair, I just don't like risotto in general. So when they try and do it and it was going to be bad anyway because it was like school dinner risotto, it was just no. They also loved to do this thing where they'd give us salad bar for dinner, which was basically no hot food and just salads. Like just salad for dinner. Like big bowl salads, which I mean, if you love salad, which a lot of people did, but not me because I'm very picky with salad, it would be great. Yeah. But they just put too many things in it that I just hate. Like, I don't like tomatoes. I don't like raw tomatoes. Yeah. I don't like those little seed things that they put in salads. I only like iceberg lettuce, and this is all just me being difficult. I could eat them, I just don't like them. Yeah. So big bowl salad nights made me so frustrated because I could never eat anything.
Wait, so it was just salad, nothing else?
No hot food, just salads. And then fruits. And sometimes they'd do it at break time too. They'd give us like carrots and like celeries. But sometimes break time would be paying. They'd give us the, you know, those like bacon and cheese pastry folds.
Oh, yes. And sometimes it's hot as well.
They're so beautiful.
Woo, baby.
So we had good and we had bad. It was more, I won't lie, I'll cut them some slack. It was more okay than bad. It was sometimes good. But I'd say it was mostly pretty bog standard, decent food. Decent. Exactly. Exactly.
What was it like sharing a room with someone?
To be fair, I feel like it's very much just like sharing a room with a sibling. Like, very simple. When you're told you have to share a room, you get to choose who you're sharing with. Oh, okay. And they kind of do it in like a voting system where you put like 2 names down on the list that you want to share with, and then like they'll put it in like they'll like sort it out. The teachers sort it out, and then hopefully you'll get like maybe your first choice person or second choice person. And it's pretty great. I shared a room with Sophie.
Hey Sophie, girl, I've been talking about you. What you gonna do, sis? What you gonna do? Huh? You gonna pull up? You gonna pull up? Tell me.
Sophie, if you ever see this, I'm sorry about her. Like,
I'm joking, girls. It's all jokes. It's all love. It's all love. It's all love.
She was my dormie. I feel like it was only a term that I shared with her, but it was a lot of fun. Yeah. Last question. It's actually kind of a very simple question. What was your favourite subjects at school and why?
Ooh, it varied, you know. Yeah. So my favourite subjects were probably maths and music. Oh. I think because I was getting tuition in year 10, I was just soaring through that lesson. But then stopped and man got a 4. But it's okay, I still passed. It's okay. Don't worry about it. But you know what? I say all of them my favourite, but it wouldn't be because of the learning. It would be because of the people that are in the class.
Fair.
So as you guys know, my school was bad. So every lesson, there was just something happening. So like science, oh my days, science.
I'm so jealous of your school. Like
science was like people would make I don't know if you guys done this, but we would wipe the table, and then put it on like some gel thing, and then it would come up with mold. Yeah, that's how dirty the tables were.
Oh my god.
And people would like throw them around everywhere.
The mold! I'm screaming.
And I don't know if you guys done this as well, but like, did you guys have to dissect a lamb's heart?
Yeah. At one point,
people were throwing around heart. They were.
Oh my god!
They were catching them, throwing them, like it was just disgusting. So I think I love science because that was a mad lesson. English, we would take the mick out of the Oh my gosh, drama. Oh. Guys, drama was the best lesson ever. Forget music, forget math. Drama was the best. Fam, we literally drove away our teacher.
No way.
I felt so bad, but at the same time, I
So
just couldn't
good.
stop. Yeah, like, she was such a pushover. I'm thinking, you're like 50 years old. How are you letting kids that in year 9 push you over? And because drama was right after lunch, everyone was fueled up. Yeah. Even though the food was bad, we would still eat it.
Exactly. No stopping the moving train.
Yeah. But yeah, I think drama was definitely my best lesson.
That's so funny.
I did nothing in that lesson.
Your school sounds like it has so many anecdotes. I'm so jealous. Like, what the heck?
That was so cringy. Oh my gosh.
I think my favourite subjects were... During GCSEs, I think my favourite subjects were math and chemistry.
Ooh.
Purely because my teachers were sick. Like, it was... So I was in second to last set math. Yeah. And there was this one point in time... He was a great teacher, but there was this one point in time where my heart was just like, you're so mean. This was when we were like kind of gearing up to GCSE beginning time. And he was like, if all of you get A's in like your GCSEs, I will take this whole class to the Ritz. And I was just like, you don't believe in us that much that you're willing to put the Ritz on the table. I was like, you are so mean. But no, he was a great teacher. And then the reason why I loved chemistry is because, again, just like a really good teacher. He was so loud, like, and just like, it was really annoying, but at the same time, I learned so well from that guy. Like, he was like the kind of teacher that was like, you are going to remember this no matter what. And I respected that.
Yeah, your teachers actually taught you. My teachers didn't do that. Okay, no, let me not bash them. They tried to, but...
They did the best in the circumstances.
Yeah, we just didn't let it happen. Alright, I'm gonna turn it down.
Alright. I'm gonna put the 9 back. Don't pull out the 9.
Don't pull out the 9.
Guys, that is the end. We had 20 questions, and that is boarding school versus day school. I think, to sum it up, it seems like day school has so much more fun things going on.
Well, it does.
Or at least St. Andrews did.
Oh, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that again.
I'm screaming. And I mean, boarding school is just a good place for fun memories.
Yeah.
But so is day school. So I mean, if you're watching this video seeking guidance as to whether to go to boarding school or day school, this was really unhelpful, and I don't know. Like, I don't know why you're still watching this.
Just go.
We just wanted to talk to the camera.
Yeah.
Guys, thanks for watching. This is so funny. This video that we filmed is actually 1 hour and 5 minutes long.
It's crazy, bro.
I'm so intrigued to see how I'm gonna cut it down. But guys, thank you for watching. Where should they click to subscribe?
On top of your head.
Click on top of my head to subscribe right
here.
Bow. And click right here on Admire's like chestal region, that's not a word, to watch more videos that we made together with her brother, Jeremiah. Guys, thanks for watching. Happy anniversary to Suubi's year. Woo! Stay safe, everybody.
Stay safe.
Peace, love, rubber gloves. That's not mine. That's not mine. It's another YouTuber, so I won't even lie. Anyway, guys, bye.
Bye. What were the rules with phones and wigs?
Wi-Fi.
Oh my god.
That's gonna make such a good blooper. Guys, my handwriting sucks.
Can you stop?
Okay. Rocky. Get your credit, get your... We don't know the note. Yeah. Not structured. Oh my god, Rocky. Rocky's behind the camera, which is why we're both paused. Please don't knock it. No. That was the whole thing.
Let me let him out.